Did you know that Matthew McConaughey, Livy Dunn, and the all-time leading scorer in men's college basketball history are connected by a building called the Cow Palace? Check this out. On the southern part of LSU's campus is the John M. Parker Agricultural Center, a green-domed coliseum built in 1937 primarily to host rodeos and livestock shows, and also a few basketball games. It was constructed to be 6 feet longer than the original Madison Square Garden in order to become the largest coliseum in the U.S., but despite being a marvel at the time for its grand size, it wasn't really an ideal basketball environment. Owing to its primary use as a home for agricultural events, the court was laid directly atop a dirt floor, and the smell of manure wafted throughout the unair-conditioned building. The copper sheet roof also leaked periodically. Not a huge deal for livestock, but not exactly great for humans who like keeping their ACLs intact. On a few occasions, these issues forced LSU to actually host Southeastern Conference games at nearby Catholic High School. However, with the late 60s arrival of a floppy-haired, floppy sock-wearing wizard named Pete Maravich, the Cow Palace became a legendary sporting venue. Thousands packed into the Cow Palace to watch Pistol Pete's dazzling brand of basketball, marveling as Maravich would go on to become college basketball's all-time leading scorer and set the all-time college mark for points per game over an entire season, dropping a staggering 44.5 points per game in an era before the adoption of the three-point line. The crowds grew so large to watch Pistol Pete that LSU was compelled to build a new sports-focused arena, which opened not long after Maravich moved on to the NBA. Following Pistol Pete's unexpected death at the age of 40, LSU renamed this new facility in his honor, and it is now known as the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. The PMAC has gone on to become the collegiate home of #1 overall NBA draft picks Shaquille O'Neal and Ben Simmons, but recently, the venue has experienced its most success hosting women's sports, including the 2023 Hoops champions led by Angel Reese and Flau'jae Johnson, and the 2024 Gymnastics champions that included Haley Bryant and Livy Dunn. As for the Cow Palace, it largely became decommissioned over the years, still occasionally hosting rodeos and other agricultural events. One of its most memorable recent uses was as a filming location for Matthew McConaughey's rodeo scenes in the film Dallas Buyers Club, for which he won an Academy Award for Best Actor. I was able to sneak into the facility on a recent visit to the LSU campus, and it's a venue locked in time, with cobwebs slung across the seats, and a sense that half the air particles were basically floating dust. But the nostalgia of the building is palpable, and it's also easy to imagine a time when the building was electric, packed shoulder to shoulder and rocking with the mesmerizing play of one of college basketball's all-time greats. So the real question is, what happens next? Will LSU eventually tear down this largely abandoned historic gym? Or is it possible to restore or repurpose the Cow Palace in a way that honors its legendary past?